a quote from your long piece that you did recently that I just wanted to read out and ask you to elaborate on a little bit. You said, I would submit that if this new anti-racist bias is justified, if we now have a moral obligation to care more about certain lives than others based on skin color or based on racial historical blood guilt, then everything that I thought I knew about basic morality and everything that the world's philosophical and religious traditions have been saying about common humanity, revenge, and forgiveness since antiquity should be thrown out the window. Mm. That really stuck with me, and that's a big statement. And I just wondered if you could elaborate on that for us.
Sure. The founding premise of the Black Lives Matter movement, their first argument in self-defense when attacked for being divisive was that the slogan Black Lives Matter is necessary because we are trying to correct the prevailing attitude that Black lives don't matter. The status quo, they said, is that people only care when the victim is white. And we're here to correct that. And that's why you can't say all lives matter. That's why it's Black Lives Matter. That was what they said. Now, 8 years have passed. Dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of Americans have been killed by the cops. Most of them have been white, or rather, the largest racial population among those killed unarmed has been white. And nobody I know knows a single one of those names. But here are the names they do know: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Alton Sterling, Walter Scott, Michael Brown, Sandra Bland. So what has this proved? From what I can see, this is an emperor has no clothes moment. America only cares when the victim is Black now. That has not been true for most of American history. Of course, for most of American history, the bias has been a very anti-Black racist one. But some people have trouble seeing a new situation when they're in one. No one knows the name Tony Timpa or Daniel Shaver. No one cares to know for whatever reason. And so Black Lives Matter has ended up disproving, by their very success, they have ended up disproving their fundamental premise, their foundational idea of self-defense. And fine, you might say, okay, there's a little bit of an overcorrection. But as I said, if an overcorrection if that is the morally proper route to take, then we should throw out every bit of basic morality that got us here to begin with.